What's good, gangster? L Money Don't Sleep podcasting full effect. Yeah, that's how we doing it. Today's Friday, the night before the Canelo Crawford fight. Let's give it a round of clap. It's gonna be a good fight. Who do I got? It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. Because you got Canelo with the experience and the power. And then you got Crawford with the hungriness and the skills. So that's what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying? Experience and power and hungriness and skill. I think I'm gonna have to go with Canelo. Not because he's Rasa, because I'm a boxing fan. Like, I'm not a casual. And I know Terrence Crawford, he's one of my favorite boxers, right? He's dope, he's good. You know, he got real skill. He'll put you out when he wants to put you out. That's the kind of skill he got. But I just think, the weight and everything is just going to be too much for him to overcome. Because, Bivol, he could have knocked Canelo out. Triple G could have knocked Canelo out. They couldn't even knock him down. And, Terrence Crawford is a smaller boxer. But he does have more ring IQ than Bivol and Triple G, I will say that. But I just don't think he has the power to knock Canelo out or even knock him down. I don't think he has that power. And Canelo got the power to knock out Crawford. So, I'm going to go with Canelo. You know what I'm saying? If there's a rematch or whatever, then I think Canelo will lose in the rematch because he's getting older and Crawford could adapt. So he's going to adapt and he's going to study. It's like Ray Leonard and, Roberto Duran. The first fight, Duran won. Second fight, Leonard just schooled him, made him quit. No mas. That was where, Duran was like, no mas. I don't want to fight no more. So, I think that, if there's a rematch, Crawford will adapt. Canelo will get older. So, I think Crawford will win the rematch. But, if there's even a rematch. But I think Canelo takes a Saturday. For sure. Anyways, though. That's not what I wanted to talk about. But since that was tomorrow, I just wanted to speak on it. But what I want to speak about is the Charlie Kirk situation. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who don't know, what I'm pretty sure everybody knows. He was assassinated. There's live footage of him getting shot. There's footage of people behind him doing little hand signs and all that. And I don't think the hand signs mean anything. Personally, I just, sometimes you just fidget around and move around and shit like that. I don't think it was hand signs. As far as the shooter goes, it's a trip. The shooter believed in a lot of the same things that Charlie Kirk, believed in. So that's kind of crazy because you would always think that somebody who kills somebody with different views, somebody with views will have different views than what you got. But they shared the same views. They were both Trump supporters. Believed in firearms, and Second Amendment, right to bear arms. So, yeah, it's just crazy, man. Now, a lot of people are debating, like, oh, he's a family man, or oh, he was a racist, or oh, he was unapologetic, unsympathetic towards minorities. You know, which he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got video clips of him saying pretty strong opinions. You know, he was on there voicing his opinion, and yeah, well, you know, sometimes you just can't do that. Like, okay, first of all, here's my opinion. You know, do I feel it was right for him to get assassinated for his opinions? Absolutely not. He's a family man. A man of God is what he portrayed to be, which I'm sure he was. You know, he's a conservative Christian. So, yeah, he was a conservative Christian, so he shared the same views as Charlie Kirk. Now, here's my thing. He was family oriented. You know, he had, you know, wife, kids. You know, he was Trump supporter. You know, conservative. You know, Republican, and he has strong opinions, which everyone's entitled to have. You know, it's land of the free, freedom of speech. Dude could say, believe whatever the fuck he wants, as long as he's not making threats. I believe, you know, that he can say and do whatever he wants. You know, and that's where it conflicts at, because yes, he was a family man. You know, a man of God. He was a father. You know, someone's son, someone's brother, someone's father. Of course, yeah, he was that, definitely. And like I said, no man should ever lose his rights over his opinions, right? Ever. And, you know, but here's the reality. Reality is he had very strong opinions. Very strong opinions. He was anti-immigrant. You know, he was a conservative Christian, you know, so he a Republican. You know how them people be. You know, so he would say some things that were, I don't want to say disrespectful, because like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but you know, some people did deem his comments disrespectful. You know, and you have to understand, man, when you're on a platform where you put yourself in a position where now you're speaking on current situations that's going on right now in society, and you feel strong about them, you have to understand, sometimes you're going to offend somebody. You know? That's one of the laws of power. You have to know who you're offending. You know what I'm saying? And like, obviously, like, he didn't think he was gonna offend anybody that's gonna take it. Or maybe he did. Maybe he did feel like, hey, you know, deep down in his heart, in his mind, he was like, hey, I'm gonna get smoked for the shit that I say, for the shit that I believe in. You know, and unfortunately, that's what happened. You know, he caught a bullet, you know, because He was very outspoken. Yes, he was a family man. Yes, he was a man of God. Yes, he's a human being. Yes, he's entitled to have his own opinion. But you have to understand, when you have strong opinions, you might disrespect somebody. You know what I'm saying? You might disrespect somebody. And not to say tone down your opinion or what you have to say. What you have to say is what you have to say. But when you have a very outspoken opinion, you're going to offend somebody. You're going to offend a lot of people. You know, because you're making a blanket statement towards a lot of people. So out of those people, somebody's going to feel disrespected. Somebody's going to feel offended. And what people need to understand is some people will die for that shit. Some people will even kill for that shit. They will die over respect. They will kill over respect. So what I'm trying to say is, like, he would make comments that would offend people, which he was entitled to. You know, we live in land of the free, you know, free speech. So he could say whatever he wants to say. You know, but he just offended the wrong person. You know, and that person took matters into his own hands. Do I feel like there's a conspiracy? Like there's something, a backstory? Of course. There's conspiracies and backstories to everything. You know? Whether it be the man walking on the moon, JFK assassination, 9/11. As a matter of fact, it's about to be 9/11. I think it is 9/11 today. Anyways, like yeah, like I'm a firm believer in the conspiracy. Yeah. But like I said, I can't voice my opinion or state my opinion because not enough evidence has been released to the public for me to make a determination whether it's a conspiracy. So I can't do that. But do I feel like it's gonna be a yes? Everything is planned out. Nothing is coincidentally. Everything happens because everything is supposed to happen. Per se, the government. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones that. That's why, like, I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. Like, you have to understand, everything's predetermined. Whether your candidate wins the votes or whatever, they're gonna make it to where they don't win. Like, come on now, all we see is numbers on the damn TV screen. This much percentage went to this candidate. Like, we don't know if that's real. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if that's real. So, yeah, like I said, everything's predetermined. You know, do I feel like this is a cover-up? Like a distraction to not cover-up? Yeah. Everything's a motherfucking distraction. Everything. There's always something bigger going on. You know, but this guy was big on the Second Amendment. He even made a comment like, sometimes gun deaths are necessary. You know, he made a comment like that. And some people said he manifested his destiny. He manifested his murder by saying shit like that. You know, and honestly, I do believe in manifestation. That's why I don't speak negative. Like the other day, I thought about a car accident, right? Coincidentally, motherfucking 3 cars almost hit me that day. Fuckers ran red lights. Just weren't paying attention. Thinking is very powerful. Feel me? So be careful what you think about. Cause Because you might think some shit into existence, even if you don't mean to. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I thought about a car accident that day, I immediately like, oh shit, you can't think about that. Don't think about that. Literally, 20 minutes later, in the school zone, I'm going down. I have the right of way. I'm going down. Fucking car turns right in front of me. And he ain't supposed to turn. I got it in. Like, anyways, I feel like Charlie Kirk. He manifested his own situation. You know, yes, I do believe it's wrong. You can't kill people. You know what I'm saying, for having a different opinion. Can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. Unless somebody be like, man, fuck you. Then you could, you know, but that's disrespect. And that's not really opinion. That's like, plain disrespect. But yeah, you can't kill people because they have different opinions. Like, nobody's opinion makes me want to go kill them, personally. Whatever the fuck you give a fuck about, whatever you care about, I don't give a fuck about that shit. Feel me? Not me. He says I don't care about that shit. Really, that's your opinion. Nobody's opinion is gonna make me go off and fucking snipe them. Never. So yeah, you know, it was wrong. He was a family man, like everyone's saying. He was a man of God. You know, he was strong about his beliefs, and he got killed for that. You know, but like I said, you know, he had very strong opinions. He was very vocal. He was very outspoken about what he believed. Feel me? And when that happens, you're gonna offend somebody. And some people might shrug it off and just say, fuck him. And some people they're really gonna go grab that rifle and snipe you. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're speaking to masses. You know, the probability of you offending more people is greater because you're speaking to the masses. You get what I'm saying? So, my opinion and the moral to this story, which is my opinion, is if you're gonna be on a platform and you're gonna be saying shit and you're gonna offend people, you gotta understand there's gonna be repercussions. You know, even on this podcast, I'll be careful with what I say. You know, I spoke about the police and whatnot, and you know, like, I didn't go into detail. I didn't say too much because you gotta watch who you offend. So the wrong shit, they gonna be kicking in my door again for no fucking reason. It's still fucking though. You know, still fucking. But yeah, like, if you're gonna be on them platforms, you're gonna put yourself out there, and your opinion's gonna be very vocal. You're purposely offending people, and you know that what you're saying is gonna trigger people. You gotta handle the wax. You gotta handle whatever comes with it. So yeah, you know, reality. He's a man, had a different opinion, and nobody should be killed for their opinion. I truly believe that. At the same time, reality is he offended a lot of people. You know, so when you offend a lot of people, you just gotta be ready for whatever comes with the repercussions. Straight up. Might be property damage, might be a fight, might be a lawsuit, might be death. You know what I'm saying? So that goes back to one of the laws of power, man. You gotta be careful who you offend, man. Me, I'll never disrespect the LGBT community or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, hey, I'm sorry if I mispronounced the acronyms or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not homophobic. I'm not anti. I don't care. You know about what anybody does. As long as you don't push that shit this way. Try to influence, you know, or be disrespectful. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, people got a right to do whatever they want. Go off, do what you do. I mean, I love women, so yeah, but I don't care about that shit. Like, I don't care about none of that shit that's going on right now in society. I focus on me, my paper, my money. I do my thing. You know, I get on my podcast. I try not to be offensive. That's why you don't hear me gossiping about all the other bullshit these other fucking podcasters and social media content channels do. I don't do that shit, man. You know, because you never know what can happen. You know what I'm saying? I'll fuck around, say some shit. Next thing you know, I'm getting sniped. Straight up. People have strong ass motherfucking beliefs and opinions. You gotta watch who you offend. Can't be talking reckless up here when on social media and you know, it's crazy now because it's like you don't even need news channels and none of that shit. You just go on social media and see whatever the fuck is going on. You know, so yeah, like, they asked me what's my opinion about this Charlie Kirk situation, assassination. That's what it is, man. Rest in peace. Condolences, prayers to his family. Sucks. You know, because he had a wife that loved him, kids that loved him, family, friends that loved him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was a bad person. You know, was he outspoken? Yes. Yes. But a lot of people aren't. You know what I'm saying? But that's what caused his demise. That he was very outspoken. He offended the wrong person. Or who knows, it might not even be about offending nobody. It could just be a motherfucking smokescreen to the big picture. To the Epstein files. Epstein files ain't nobody wanna talk about. But that's my opinion. It was a distraction to the big picture. There's always a distraction. Understand that. Always a distraction, man. You know, but do we need to be killing people for distractions just because they have different opinions? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But is there repercussions for offending certain people and being outspoken? Yes. So I'm gonna leave it at that. That's my opinion. Reality is you can't go around saying shit. Reality is you shouldn't be shooting people and killing people because they have different opinions. And with that being said, I hope everybody tomorrow enjoys this Canelo Crawford fight. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna go down. It's gonna be a great fight. You know, and I'll drop an episode about that fight after. Fuck it. We'll talk about that fight after the fight. You know, with that being said, everybody have a productive night, productive weekend, great. You know, get some rest. Your body needs some rest. Tap in. www.moneydon'tsleepbrand.com for these dope ass t-shirts. Y'all see them? Once again, www.moneydon'tsleepbrand.com. Shout out Money Making Mitch right here. You know, Cholo, rest in peace right here. Shout out Cholo one more time. You know what I'm saying? all my supporters, all my fans, everyone dedicated to the hustle, to the grind. Money don't sleep. You know, tune in, tap in. This money don't sleep.